Do I believe that man have ever walked on the moon? No. This is the video response back to Fly Me Around 83. Love your email. I thought I did a video about this a long time ago, but I was searching through my page but didn't see one. But what I want to do in this video is come from a biblical standpoint also and just kind of tie it in with this real talk. But ever since I was little, that never made sense to me. And I didn't have an understanding of nothing back then. But that just never sat right with me. They told us man walked on the moon, 12 of them, I believe. And as you get older and you study, this is one thing you learn when you read the Bible. Moon worship, pagan worship, was very heavy. Very heavy. This is why you see astrology, zodiac signs. As a matter of fact, when you read the Watchers, the King James calls them the fallen angels. But when you start talking about astrology, the Watchers taught that to humans. And that's why the Most High was so angry. See, when you learn different dimensions, you'll realize from studying there's some places humans in the flesh cannot go. You cannot go. Now the King James Bible tells you three heavens, but when you read the book of Enoch, the second book of Enoch, Enoch gonna tell you 10 heavens. And first of all, you got to think about oxygen, even though they can show you a picture of this. And that's another thing I want to point out. Back in the day, we used to call them trick cameras. They had trick cameras way back in the day, and with the moon and all this stuff, you had fake land that's recorded. And that's why to this day, my belief gonna always be, man ain't never walked on the moon, went to the moon like that. But I know from studying the word, it's so much moon worship. Matter of fact, who was that? I gotta tie this in with this video. Um, King Josiah. Josiah. Man, you gotta go back to Baal worship. They worship the moon. Just like some worship the sun worship, moon worship. And King Josiah made sure he got rid of all that mess when he was king. He went against that Baal worship and he stood on only true worship from the Holy Spirit, to the Holy Spirit. But when I think about NASA and all their lies, NASA, not a straight answer. Um, and so many movies they done came out with. Matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, this movie, it ain't came out yet, but it's out, but it ain't hit the theater yet. I think it's called Fly Me to the Moon. And it just keep coming across my page. That's amazing. As I'm talking about this, it just came across my page this morning. But if you catch the trailer that they keep showing and look at the plot of this movie, they staging a fake moon landing. How many times I'm gonna keep saying this? The movies tell you a lot of truth and lies, but the movies do show a lot of truth. But they are staging a fake moon landing. See, you got to go back to the '60s, and this movie is putting you in back in the late 1960s. If you look at the way they dress, you look at the whole plot of the movie. You start talking about the what's it called, the Apollo mission to the moon, and notice it's called Apollo. Y'all know we talk about that a lot on here. But you got this lady by the name of, I think her name in the movie is Kelly, and she's playing this marketing genius. Oh, she's supposed to know a lot. See, why you think scientists love to study the moon so much? And then you got Cole Davis, which is the NASA employee. So it's like like a comedy. I don't want to say so much of comedy from what I looked at the clip, but like a romance. I'm gonna say like a comedy slash romance type of movie. And they already showing you in the trailer of staging a fake moon landing. Now, when you think about um, Apollo, where I'm going with this, Apollo's mission to the moon is what they named it. Where am I going with Apollo? I'm trying to give me 1 second. My thought. Um, what does Apollo? I'm trying to remember what Apollo mean. Um, I want to say sunlight. Is it sunlight? And it'll come back to me. But you know from studying Greek, y'all know what I mean by Apollo. It'll come back to me. But once again, everything we've been taught was a lie pretty much. When you think about oxygen being up that high, that far away, the oxygen can't be a lot. That's why I say I can even breathe. Of course, they show you with the space suit on and all this. First of all, flesh can only go so far. Why you think there's different heavens, the different levels? Why you think the birds can't fly where the airplane is at? Why you think it's a cutoff point? The crow can't get as high as the eagle. So when you start talking about the atmosphere, and then you start talking about where the stars and the moon, the sun, come on, man. That's why in the Bible, they were shown visions. They was taken up in the spirit. Just like John in Revelation, if you really read the Bible and understand, John did never leave the island of Patmos. He was taken up in the spirit on the day of the Lord. So how is it man can fly to the moon? Matter of fact, Frank Sinatra did a song. I think it was called "Fly Me to the Moon." It got very popular back then. And you look at the lyrics in that song, "Fly me to the moon." Yeah, man, come on. So he can play what he say. I want to play amongst the stars. I want to see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. And you once again you put the songs with the movies. Matter of fact, 1978 or 79, it was a movie came out called Capricorn. And when you look at that movie, come on now, spend it to my older generation on here. If you remember that movie Capricorn, what they supposed to have being landing on Mars, it was a fake landing on Mars. So when you see all these movies like Star Trek and even in the older movies like Capricorn, like I'm talking about, they have always tried to brainwash us with so much stuff like, well, maybe man really did go to the moon. Hmm. There you go, Apollo. I knew it was gonna come back to me. God of light. There it is. Thank you, Holy Spirit. When you look at the ancient Greek and Roman God of light, and then they also say God of healing, God of music, God of poetry, God of prophecy. But Apollo also means destroyer. And a lot of people that's off in the Hindu, they do moon worship. So we got to realize man have always tried to play God. Man is not smarter than God, never will be. You cannot thank the Holy Spirit. And that's why we're going to always see people. See, one thing the moon, they love about the moon is science, and we can add in technology. That's why I'm going to say again that the watchers in the book of Enoch, they taught how to do astrology. They taught how to make weapons. They taught about how women can use cosmetics. They taught some things that the Most High never did want revealed in so many ways. But they went against the Most High. And that's why they have no chance to get it right again. So once again, when you ask me about the moon, people walking on the moon, my little 2 cents, no, it ain't never happened. And I'm not all knowing. I don't know it all. You can agree to disagree with me. That's fine. I would not fall out with you behind no if you don't agree with what I'm saying in this video. But I've realized ever since I was little, so much stuff. I mean, they would put in front of us the moon, the sun. Like I said, you got sun worship, moon worship, star worship. That's why I believe that was Paul when we was talking about this years ago, when he was talking about how they would they would worship the creation, but they wouldn't worship the creator. And there's so many people love the atmosphere, they love the weather, they love the moon, they love the stars, but they don't love the Holy Spirit. So once again, that's why I want to hit with a biblical standpoint from studying the Bible and understanding the way he created the heavens and earth. The Bible uses heavens with an S on the end and heaven. And that's why he showed us the physical realm. He showed us the physical realm. That's why I'm gonna keep saying everything happens in the spiritual first before it hits in the physical. But you got so many lies, you got so many fake photos. I mean, let me say this before I end this video. I used to work Photoshop, okay? My partner Bird taught me. When I got Photoshop software back in the day, man, it blew my mind. Just like this right here. But you can make some videos, take out clips. You can make stuff look so real. All I got is a green screen right here, which give me any background I want. I can put myself in front of the White House if I want to. I can make anything look like I'm there. In Photoshop, you can really get technical with it. You can blend in and make so many adjustments, and you can make videos. You can look like you right there, and you ain't never been nowhere. That's why I want to use this background as I talk about the moon. It's a lot of fake photos. Even back then, in the '60s, I'm saying them fake photos. I believe that what they say was it first time somebody supposed to have walked on the moon, was it 1967? And correct me if I'm wrong with it. Was it in the '60s or was it in the '70s? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I've never believed that. Now some people that I know, they'll say, "Oh yeah, man." But when you start looking at the Earth age, there's boundaries, there's dimensions. So what do we see now? They are still able to mess with the atmosphere. What we been talking about on here? The weather, climate control, global warming, cloud seeding, stern, chemtrails, fake clouds. What's going on with the earth? Because even the Bible say the earth is groaning and moaning to get back to its original state. So I just wanted to come and share this with you and respond back. I've never believed man walked on the moon. Hell, what E.T. came out in what 1980? What around about 82? E.T. fall home. How long could E.T. survive on Earth? See, my point is, and I ain't cutting up for E.T. all this stuff they throw in front of. My point is, they're going to continue to put movies in front of us, distractions in front of us, lies in front of us, because it's all a part of programming. And once you can get somebody's mindset to believe what you want them to believe, you already got their actions in so many ways. So that's why I've been woke on a lot of this stuff that people believe that the man can walk on the moon, the rockets and everything and all that. And I know it's a lot of technology, and they got way more stuff and way more things that's advanced right now. That's why the Bible say, man, I'm always gonna seek out many inventions. Gonna keep seeking many inventions. Gonna keep seeking technology. Gonna think that they know more than the Holy Spirit, and they don't. Because don't nobody know more than the Almighty Yahuwah Ahaya, who designed everything. You cannot know more than the creator that created it all. You don't know how old this earth is. And that's why what we talking about now, northern lights. There's some things going on in the atmosphere. That's why they keep messing with the atmosphere, because it's information. But if you look at the atmosphere, it have taken a dramatic change from what we've been seeing years ago. You can look at from the rain to the wind to the lightning to the thunder. You hear the different sounds of the thunder now. You see the different lightning. I mean, you see harp, HAARP. You see kilowatts. You see frequencies. You see they're gonna keep talking about atoms, ATOMS. All of this stuff they're gonna continue to mess with to try to learn more and more and tamper with what the Holy Spirit designed. So on that note, I love y'all, and y'all take care and continue to have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Shalom.